In today's video, I'll be going over the finalized balance changes that are coming to Clash Royale in October. They should already be live as we speak. If not, then they're going to be live in probably an hour or two or later today. There's a few adjustments from the work in progress ones. I'm going to give a refresher on even the ones that didn't change and go more in depth on the ones that they actually did change from the work in progress and point them out. So they say here with World Finals coming up, we're looking to freshen up the meta and flush out the repetitive, oppressive decks that dominated the September season. For this reason, the October balance changes will be solely nerfs with the goal of avoiding any power creeps and ensuring that this year's World Final is as competitive and fun to watch as possible. Sounds good to me, so let's get right into it, guys. The first thing that changed from the work in progress balance changes is the Berserker, guys. Instead of nerfing the Berserker's damage from 102 to 97, they actually decided to nerf her hit speed, increasing it from 0.5 seconds to 0.6 seconds, a 20% increase. So I guess this way of nerfing her is probably a little better than the damage, because I really don't think the damage was the problem, but maybe it is how fast she attacks. But at the same time, you can make the argument that this removes her uniqueness, because that was what made her unique, her ability to attack as fast as she did. But I suppose that this is okay. You guys can leave your thoughts, I guess. Berserker has become the best mini tank option with a high damage output for only 2 elixir. We're toning down her DPS to bring her in line with other low-cost mid hit point units. The Bomber, guys, staying the exact same. It's going from 332 to 304, a 8% nerf to the hit points. They just said here, Bomber's overly versatile, being played in both cycle and heavier decks as cheap defensive option. We are slightly trimming his hit points to match troops like the Firecracker and the Archers. The Furnace, guys, the movement speed is going from slow to medium. That's staying the exact same. It's been flooding the arena with Fire Spirits before even crossing the bridge, and players are often able to get 2 or 3 Furnaces down at once. Increasing the movement speed will make it a bit easier to play into, as it will spawn fewer Fire Spirits before crossing the bridge. Sounds good enough to me. Goblin drill staying the exact same, guys. The first Goblin spawn speed going from 0.8 to 1 second, 25% increase. It has been dealing damage a little too quickly after deployment, especially when paired with powerful spells. To give players a fairer chance to respond, we're delaying its first spawn, so it's less of an instant threat. Gob same nerf, going from 1,228 hit points to 1,180, a 4% decrease in hit points. It's extremely difficult to break through without the right answer, so we're making it a little less spell resistant and keeping the goblins from partying too hard. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Gob, they're nerfing it 3 times still. That didn't change. Hit points are being reduced by 7%. The Spear Goblin range is going from 5.5 tiles to 5 tiles. And then the Spear Goblin first hit speed is going from 0.4 seconds to 0.5, a 25% increase. So it's getting 3 nerfs. This might kill the card, but it's probably what a lot of pros and some other people that hate it want. But I think this will definitely kill the card, because those are 3 really big nerfs. And the God Machine, guys, same nerfs. It's going from 391 to 304, 22% nerf to the rocket damage, and the hit points are going from 2,304 to 2,150, 7% nerf to the hit points. Once again, might kill the Goblin Machine, but people maybe have been getting a bit tired of it. Over the past few months, Gob Giant and Machine decks have crept into the spotlight. In September, they reached the peak dominance with their repetitive and rocket-fueled gameplay, so we're dialing back Gob Giant's offensive potential and defusing Gob Machine's rocket spam. Guards are staying the same, guys. First hit speed going from 0.4 seconds to 0.5 seconds, 25% increase. They said they're overshadowing similar swarm options, offering huge value with little downside, so they're slowing down their first attack while retaining their resilience to spells to set them apart from squishy, high damage swarm cards. Ice Wizard, guys, the slowdown effect, typo by the way, on the official Supercell site, that's crazy. Effect instead of effect, 35% to 30%, 14% decrease. And then the other troops affected, guys, are going to be the Fisherman, Giant Snowball, and Ice Golem. So pretty much all the slowdown effect cards are getting a reduction. And it says the reason they're doing it for the Ice Wiz and Giant Snowball and all the other cards, they're too effective at shutting down big pushes to cool down overly defensive gameplay. Their slowing abilities will now be less severe. So I guess that's a pretty valid reasoning. The minions, guys, are the second thing that are different from the work in progress balance changes, they're actually nerfing the damage of the minions instead of nerfing the hit speed. Originally, they were going to give it another hit speed nerf, but they decided, why do another hit speed nerf again if the first one wasn't very effective? So they decided to do damage instead. This is also going to affect the minion horde, by the way. So the minions in the minion horde are getting a 9% damage nerf, 117 to 107 instead of the hit speed. And it says here, we're happy with minions' new range, but their DPS is a bit too high for a 3 elixir troop, especially compared to other flying units. We're bringing that DPS down just a bit to keep things fair in the air. And guys, this is the other thing that's different from the work in progress balance changes. So guys, the Prince, the distance needed to charge is going from 2 tiles to 2.5 tiles, a 25% increase. But the thing that's crazy, guys, is the other troops being affected by it are the Evolved Royal Recruits and the Ram Rider. And I'll say right now, the Ram Rider might be kind of dead after this nerf, and maybe even the Evolved Royal Recruits. That's a really big nerf to both of these two cards that are definitely not as strong as the Prince, but the Prince will probably be fine after this adjustment. These other two things, I don't know, but I guess they're trying to keep it consistent with the Prince. That's why they did it. It says here, Prince and Royal Recruits have been charging into battle a little too quickly. Their short charge distance makes them tough to defend efficiently, so we're lengthening that distance by half a tile. For the sake of consistency, yep, that's why they did it. Ram Rider's getting that same tweak. Don't worry, though. We'll be keeping a close eye on her power in case she needs compensating buff in the future. Okay, yeah, she probably will, more likely than not. The Rage guys, and this is also going to include the Lumberjack as well as the Evolved Barbarians and Evolved Battle Ram. The boost of the Rage is being reduced from 35% to 30%, which is a 14% reduction. It says it's been sending troops darting around the arena like they've had one too many elixir drinks, ha ha ha, occasionally making their movements a little too unpredictable. We're dialing back its effects so it's not as devastating to face. Fair enough. And the Skeletons guys' hit speed is going from 1 second to 1.1, 10% increase, and this is affecting all the Skeleton cards, by the way. So that's going to be things like the Skeleton Barrel, Evo Skeleton Barrel, the Graveyard, the Skeleton Army, the Tombstone. Skeletons have been the most versatile cycle card for a long time, with Graveyard, Witch, and a Skeleton Barrel dominating recent metas. We're lowering their hit speed to reinforce them as a distraction card rather than damage dealers and avoid changing too many interactions. Vines guys, same nerf. Duration going from 2.5 seconds to 2 seconds, and then the total damage going from 335 to 306, 9% reduction to the damage. The Vines Entangling proved too powerful for the cost of only 3 elixir. The main design goal of the card was to deal with low hit point range troops and bring flying troops crashing to the ground, so we're decreasing both the damage and stun effect to keep Vines from taking over the arena. Baby Dragon Evolution going from 1 cycle to 2. While the speed up mechanics add a lot of fun and flair, its 1 cycle evolution gave it more influence over the course of a battle than we intended, with players abusing the ability too much during the 1x elixir stage. We're scaling that back to keep things balanced without sacrificing its awesomeness. Okay, like, I mean, we all know they made it a 1 cycle Evo so people would buy it, and they knew it would be broken. They just wanted money. I can't help but think that's the reason. I mean, I think we all know it. Cannon Evolution barrage damage 335 to 304, 14% reduction. Really good nerf to the Evo Cannon. It's been basically the best Evo now for the last few months, even though it got that original nerf to the evolution. It wasn't enough. Evolved Cannon is proving a bit too effective at stopping big pushes in their tracks. We're dialing back its barrage damage to make it less overwhelming. Gob Cage Evolution, this could end up killing the card or making it way below average as an Evo because they're removing the bonus hit points. This is staying the same. Same with the Valkyrie Evolution. They're just taking the 9% bonus hit points away. The hit point boosts on these cards were inconsistent with other Evos, resulting in them being slightly overtuned. We're slicing off those extra hit points to bring them down to the same power level as the other evolutions. Valk will be probably balanced after this. The Cage, though, is going to be well below average, I would say. Wallbreaker Evolution, staying the same. Death damage to troops going from 291 to 258, an 11% reduction. We want offensive evolutions to provide faster paced, exciting gameplay, but they were often used defensively to blow up big pushes. True, and I think that's what made them way too broken and good in a lot of situations. Did they put for the wall breakers, they did this Evo Skeleton Barrel? Oh my gosh, and this is the official Supercell website, by the way, making some rookie mistakes. The Witch Evolution, guys, the healing per skeleton is going from 76 to 60. This is a slight change because originally, guys, it was actually going to go to 64, but they decided to reduce it even more and make it 60. This is probably going to kill the card. I'm going to be real. I don't know if the Witch needed this big of a nerf, especially because I think the vines were the main reason why she was really good in the meta. I think they probably overdid it. They probably could have left it at 64. That's just my opinion, though. Evolve Witch's healing mechanic is very challenging for even the most seasoned players, so reducing how many hit points she regenerates from each of her loyal skellies. And the Chef Guy's staying the same, going from 2,921 to 2,703, 7% nerf to the hit points. Royal Chef has been cooking up a storm in some dominant decks lately, so we're trimming down his hit points. See you in the arena. Well, let me know what you guys think about the finalized changes. I like a lot of them. Ramrider, though, probably going to need a buff to compensate. And then I think the Evo Witch probably was over nerfed. But those are the only 2 complaints I have. I think pretty much all the other changes I'm a pretty big fan of. Let me know what you guys think, and if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe. You can use creator code BOSS to support me in any Supercell game, and thanks again until next time, guys.